And we are back another episode of NBA 2K14. And today's episode, in the last episode, with another close game, the Thunder beat the Lakers in the second game. It's a close finish. With the Houston Rockets defeat the Golden State Warriors in overtime and down to the finish wire. Yeah, that's gonna be a good game. So now, coming up next, we're heading to American Airlines Arena in Miami. We got a marquee matchup in the Eastern Conference. It features the rematch of the Western. It features the rematch of the Eastern Conference Finals. It's just a second matchup between those two. As already know now, the Heat are first met and was beat the Pacers on December 10th, and now there's gonna be do it again here on the marquee matchup. It's gonna be a most watched between the two of Supreme Eastern Conference duo. NFC of Gaming, we're in Hall of Fame, we're ready to go to work, and now here we go, guys. It features the two of the Eastern Conference duo, featuring Paul George and Danny Granger of the Indiana Pacers take on LeBron James and Dwayne Wade of the Miami Heat. And I'm not gonna use the red shirts and not gonna use either white shirts. I'm gonna keep the regular here based on Game 7 of the 2013 Eastern Conference Finals. It is gonna be a good game. And for this game, the Pacers gonna use the yellow shirts and the Heat are gonna use the white. And that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. We'll be right back after this. Enjoying the video here at the American Airlines Arena in Miami. And now we are sending over to Kevin Harlan here in Miami. Let's get started. Enjoy the video here in Miami. Here we go.
Hello and welcome to 2K Sports. You're watching the NBA. Welcome to Wednesday night here in the NBA. It's going to be the Indiana Pacers up against the Miami Heat. And now time for Kevin Harlan. We'll get you out to the opening tip-off in Miami.
It's game time here in Miami as the crowds at the American Airlines Arena look to cheer on the hometown Heat. Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. And guys, taking a look at Dwayne Wade, what will we see from him?
And Kevin, he's really solidified his role as the closer on this team. You know, Miami struggled to figure out whether they'd go to LeBron or Bosh or Wade at first. I think Wade has become the guy.
Well, I tell you what, it's nice to have two guys that are capable of closing, Steve. And I agree with you, though. His aggressiveness and confidence probably give him a slight edge in closing over LeBron. You can play great defense on him, but he still typically finds a way to get the shot he wants.
Well, it was the Indiana Pacers winning their last game against the Pistons.
You know, so often in the NBA we talk about how you have to earn your points the hard way, but it didn't seem like that was the case. Everything came pretty easily.
Too many of their points came the easy way, Steve. You're right. On dunks and layups against the defense that didn't really put up much resistance.
He's such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Well, when you have the best record in the league, you're going to be the most dominant, one of the most dominant teams at home. The Heat just destroyed people down in Miami, and only the Denver Nuggets had more wins at home than the Heat did.
Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. And what'd you find out, Doris?
They are up against Danny Granger, who is a guy who can hurt them in a lot of different ways. He talked about what his team needs to do to slow down Granger. One key will be to make sure he has to work for every shot, saying if we let him just catch and shoot in the corner, we're toast. We have to make him work for every shot he gets.
And thank you, Doris. And how crazy is that from the Heat to win as many games as they did last season, but still be second in the league in home wins? Still, we're far and away number one home in the East.
Well, yeah, the Knicks were the closest team in the East, but they still had 6 fewer wins at home than Miami. But the Heat really just did what they had to do to put themselves in position to go on to their second NBA title in a row. That's kind of his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the defense and finish at the rim.
Three-pointer, Wade, and the shot is good. Wade's got himself going there, his first points of the game in the deep ball. The drive by Hill.
4 or 5 to start the game. That's their first miss.
Ray Allen is on the wing. Here's the three. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. 6 points for Ray Allen.
Boy, Ray Allen is such a textbook shooter. I mean, everything's so technically sound with his shot. He gets great lift. For some three-point specialists, that's a set shot. But for him, it's a jump shot with range and perfection.
Miami's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. LeBron James on the wing. And again, Miami with the triple.
The defense sagged off, and he did not hesitate to rise up and bury that three.
That's delivered. And there's the call on Udonis Haslem. That'll be his second foul of the game. And Steve, talking about Ray Allen's shot, you know something about shooting yourself, obviously. Always admired him for his pure shooting motion. I'm sure you do, too.
Yeah, beautiful form and really a textbook motion, great balance and footwork, but it's the dedication. Eric Spoelstra calls him Everyday Ray for his obsession with consistently working on his game.
He checked this by Watson.
He's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Stevenson. A floater, and it's good on the way in. Stevenson's got his first 2 points.
And you got to have perfect timing to knock down that teardrop.
Wade kicks to Jones. And again, Miami with the triple.
I love his kind of mid to long range jump shot. It's a specialty of his, especially in catch and shoot situations.
You're exactly right. He's a very skilled catch and shoot type of player. I mean, it adds a dangerous element to his game that he can make that jump shot.
He's got a quick trigger from that range when he senses that the defense has backed off.
Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra worked his way up from the very bottom in that organization. I mean, he got his start as a video coordinator, and through years of hard work and dedication, he's really become an outstanding coach.
Boy, this game is off to a terrific start.
No doubt. On both sides, high-octane offense.
And Indiana making a change here. And back to Coach Eric Spoelstra as a guy who got his start as a video coordinator, picking the game apart. Steve, he's very comfortable with the new advanced stat move, analytics in the NBA.
Yeah, and I've had a chance to speak with him quite a bit. He says that the way they use advanced stats is just as a conversation piece in the coaching room. Their analytics department will bring them various information, and it will force them to ask questions, which is very healthy for a coaching staff.
And here are the Pacers now. Last time they met was in Indiana.
And in that first matchup, they got absolutely manhandled on the boards, guys. So they're going to have to do a much better job tonight in the paint if they're going to win this game.
For Miami, they've gotten 7 of their first 10 attempts to fall so far. Excellent boost to the offense. There's 45 seconds left to play here in the first. Here is Watson. He's guarded by Battier. Watson, the pass to Copeland. Back to what Steve just said, in terms of rebounding, they did not have a good time of it when they squared off previously.
And once things started to go bad for them, guys, and they did go bad, I mean, they were that much less aggressive on the glass, and that's a no-win formula.
Hill, he's checked in for Indiana. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Dwayne Wade's checked in for Shane Battier. We've got 33 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Scola, there's just a Hill. Nailed from three-point land.
Even though he doesn't really have the long-range ability on a consistent level, he can knock down some open ones.
Wade kicks to Allen. 15 seconds left here in the first quarter. Lewis with the three, and again, Miami with the triple.
How about that? They respond to a three-pointer with a quick three of their own.
Yeah, terrific. Great back-and-forth sequence right there.
It's Scola with the drive. Johnson for three. Got it to go with... Time left on the clock.
You talk about stepping up at a big moment. That is some fortitude, folks.
I should say.
The awareness, the release, everything was just perfect.
And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Pacers lead by 3. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports.
Tune in Friday, December 21st. Marc Gasol and the Memphis Grizzlies take on Carmelo Anthony and the New York Knicks. It's the real deal.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Indiana?
We've seen a lot of their points coming off penetration in this first half. They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
On the court for the Pacers as our second quarter gets underway. George Hill at the 1, Paul George at the 2. Down low, Weston Hibbert. And it's Hill in at the small forward position. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, guys, 2 straight titles in Miami since they decided to go small. Coach Eric Spoelstra said, quote, thinking conventionally that first season with LeBron, that was my biggest regret as a coach. I put LeBron in a box. LeBron was the small forward. That's what we knew. But after the Dallas series, we decided to start from scratch. We always talked about how versatile our team was, but we never thought about what that meant. We had to do away with convention. And guys, that started by playing LeBron at the 4.
And with his length and athleticism, he has all the tools. Doris, thank you. LeBron outside. Allen. He's guarded by Hill. Wade for 3. And the Heat. Another 3.
They've gotten a bunch of good looks and have been absolutely lethal from behind the three-point line.
Yeah, you got to get some bodies out there defensively, though. I mean, things are way too easy out beyond the three-point arc. And now a look at George Hill, some of the numbers for him. His last month of basketball has been fantastic. 4th in assists. And he's in the top 10 in steals per game as well. So this is a guy who you have to be aware of when you've got the ball in your hands.
And, you know, we'd be remiss not to say a word about his outstanding assist ranking. Come on now. I mean, this guy is one of the top assist men in the game and doing it with flair and fundamental sound. That's special. One of the bright young head coaching stars in the league, Frank Vogel, took over the Pacers on an interim basis 3 seasons ago and immediately paid dividends. They had a strong finish to that season and his first season in a competitive first-round series against Chicago, and that success has continued to build and grow, and Frank Vogel deserves a lot of the credit.
LeBron kicks to Wade. It's stolen by Hill. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Well, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
And Coach Vogel, the second youngest coach in the NBA last season, but he'd been working in the NBA for 15 years, Steve, prior to becoming a head coach.
Yeah, 5 years as a video coordinator, a couple seasons as an advanced scout, and then 8 years on the bench as an assistant. So he's definitely paid his dues and learned a lot on his way up the ladder. He tried to step in and cut him off, but just not quick enough.
And we have the benefit of replay, but I think they got that one right, which is the case most times, even though fans don't think so.
It's stolen by Haslem. Allen drives in. He feeds it to LeBron. Back to Allen. Good ball movement here by Miami. And LeBron with the basket assist by Allen. Allen's got his 4th assist in this one.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
Allen left side. Wade outside. Lets the free fly. And the Heat, another three.
But his performance from long range has been incredible.
I know that was your shot, Steve, and today it's his too. Much has been made about the show LeBron puts out during games, but he also puts on a spectacle in his pre-game routine. Last season, he and others started pulling out all the stops and dunking in the pre-game warm-up in an effort to break a sweat.
Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. He lobs it up, and George with the stuff.
Really hard to decide, guys, which was better. The pass, the catch, or the slam?
Clark, there's no wrong answer to that one, my friend. Sensational alley-oop all the way around.
Agreed. All of the above.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Guys, as you know, the Miami Heat try to keep the plays they run as simple as they can and rely on their talent and teamwork to win them games. But playing like that can present its own kind of problems. Coach Foster said, quote, "The challenge is not getting bored with simplicity. Simple is what works, though, as evidenced by their back-to-back titles, guys."
Well, Doris, sometimes it makes sense to keep it simple. Thanks. Hill passes to Stevenson. It's back to Hill. Looking for George. He hits it. Hammers the alley-oop through.
What a beautiful pass. To set that one up.
The pass might have been pretty, but the finish, I thought, Clark, angry.
That's a heck of a combination. Pretty pass and an angry punch.
I would call it an irate finish even.
Dwayne Wade on the wing. The pass to Bosch. He's against Hibbert. Shot's good by Bosch. Bosch has got his first basket of the night. Pacers trail by 8. Outside Hill. From down in the low post, it goes. 41 seconds left here in the second. Pass to Allen. He kicks it to Haslam. Ranger covering. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. And the Heat lead by 8.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
He dishes it to Hibbert, working on Bosch. The fadeaway, and again it's Indiana.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
Yep, that's something that the defense has to put a stop to. Maybe a defensive adjustment is necessary here. He's just been the man since the start of this quarter. Just a tremendous period of basketball for him.
Feeds it to Granger. A 3-ball. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Hill's got 6 assists here tonight.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
And here's LeBron out, and it is good at the buzzer.
How about that one? A perfect finish to the half for them to tack another 3 points onto their lead.
And so we conclude the first half. Miami ahead. They lead by 8. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
Now, presented by Sprint.
And we've played 2 quarters out at American Airlines Arena, and a great game is in progress for our halftime show. The Heat taking care of business. Their great passing has been fun to watch, keeping the ball moving and picking apart that D. And LeBron having no problems as expected, scoring at will against Indiana. We're at halftime and still he hasn't missed a shot. It's been a pure shooting exhibition. On the Pacers side of things, they managed to hang around. They've been relentless attacking the rim, dominating in points in the paint, and the bodies down low have been banging away. Some terrific basketball out of Danny Granger. His scoring has been on the rise, his game improving by leaps and bounds. A look now at some games slated for later on in the evening. The Nets out in Brooklyn will go up against the Wizards. That gets going 7:30 Eastern. And another game that's coming up, the Charlotte Bobcats will go up against the Raptors in Toronto. 7 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Pacific is the tip time. And here's a look at the other NBA action from around the league. The Jazz will square off against the Magic in Orlando. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock Eastern. And that's going to do it. We'll send you back now to the game in Miami. Third quarter, up next.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And from high above, a view of downtown Miami and the American Airlines Arena. Welcome back, everyone.
What a game for LeBron. He has 17 points, and he's hit 4 from beyond the arc. A weapon with those three-point shots.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, he is using the long-range jumper to deadly effect. Well, if the Pacers wanted to grab the attention of the league with their postseason play, they certainly did that. They marched through the first 2 rounds by knocking off the Hawks and the Knicks. And, well, remember, they were a game away from the NBA Finals.
Now we've got another look at the floor. Cut to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court for the Heat. At the forward spots, James and Haslam. Wade and Ray Allen comprise the backcourt. And it's Bosh in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Ultimately, the Pacers had fallen to Heat, but they put them to the test. I don't think there's any doubt about that. They gained respect league-wide even more than they had going into the playoffs. It took almost 7 games, Clark, and we saw them all, which a lot of folks didn't see coming.
I know that's the case, and yet the way the Pacers showed such grit in that series, it indicates they can compete with anybody. And you have a defensive anchor like they do in Roy Hibbert, they've got a chance to be a championship team before long.
On the wing, Granger, wide open. Good, the assist goes to Hill. 16 points for Danny Granger.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today. They need it.
And the shot counts. He's fouled. It's a chance for a three-point play. That's going to send LeBron James to the line. Roy Hibbert picks one up. Indiana making some changes. Oden comes in for Chris Bosh. And Shane Battier subbed in for Udonis Haslem. And the Pacers call time here. And as we get a break here, important for the teams to go over their own strategy. And for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. So put out your best effort as the game wears on, guys.
You know, it's amazing when you're playing during the season, if you go through a stretch where you don't hydrate, it can have a major physical toll on you. Your body wears down quicker, you don't recover as fast, and that can really take its toll over the course of an 82-game season. Boy, he is a strong finisher on the fast break.
Yeah, he sure is. He remains in total control, even at full speed. I love that about him.
Hill against Wade. Dishes to Johnson. And Indiana, another 3.
Coming out strong here in the third quarter. That's 4 for 5 shooting for this team.
Well, George Hill, one of those unique stories, playing with his hometown Indiana Pacers. He's a native of Indianapolis and Broad Ripple High School. Was drafted by the Spurs, played in their system for 3 years out in San Antonio, and was acquired by the Pacers in a draft day trade back in 2011. And it's worked out well for both teams. Well, this is the kind of shooting performance coaches dream of. It makes their job so much easier. An excellent start to this third quarter.
And Ray Allen gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, close, but I didn't think he got on balance quickly enough.
And it's hard to draw charges as quick as players are at this level. That's not an easy bit of work there.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Mahinmi's checked in for West. Chris Copeland comes in for Danny Granger. And it's Watson in for George Hill. And prior to last season, the Pacers signing George Hill, 5-year, $40 million extension.
He's a good player, a really good combo guard, can shoot it well from distance, can run a team. Maybe not a traditional point guard, but somebody who can help you win. I think it was a A good move for the Pacers.
And that one's good.
Broke out the finger roll, guys. That was kind of a stylish finish.
Allen kicks to LeBron. It's stolen. Johnson outside. Copeland. Pass to Watson. Puts up a three. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
Well, Kevin, they constructed a perfect offensive game plan going into that game, and it was quickly apparent how powerless the defense was to stop it.
Powerless is a good way to put it, Steve. We're unlikely to see that many uncontested baskets again anytime soon.
The Pacers making a switch here. Renders checked in.
Well, what a series it was in the finals a year ago. Such great basketball, two teams that like to play up tempo. And I'll tell you, the Spurs had Miami. They had the series in the bag. They were one play away from wrapping it up in Game 6, but the miracle comeback from the Heat that led to the Game 7 victory and another title for the Miami Heat.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. David West, he's checked in for Chris Copeland, and it's George in for Hill. George dishes to West. Hill, Wade is covering. Hill drives in. West, that's good. Part that was interesting because the games themselves weren't particularly close through the first half of the series, but things started to get really tight when they left San Antonio after Game 5.
How about that, Kevin? You talk about things tightening up. We had a game for the ages in Game 6. 28.6 seconds to go. The Spurs +5. Miami needed a miracle. And they found it in the form of timely three-point shooting and got some help from the San Antonio Spurs missing some free throws.
The Game 6 was about as intense an NBA game as you'll ever see.
Oh, it was off the chart. Absolutely fantastic.
Luis Scola, he's checked in for Ian Mahinmi. And George kicks to Scola. Rejected by Jones, and they're able to recover. Scola passes to Granger. Allen with it. He's got 12. Banked in off the glass. Allen's got 14.
Well, they played terrific basketball at both ends, and that's why this lead is totally out of control.
Really been an almost flawless game for him, Steve. No doubt about it.
Hill dishes to George. A stupendous finish in traffic. 6 points for him.
Well, he's really stood out for his club today. Even though they're struggling a little bit, he's doing his part. Good.
Down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Heat lead by 18. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena.
Coming up this Saturday night, December 21st, the Denver Nuggets take on Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers. You don't want to miss it.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Heat.
Boy, guys, I really like how they've driven the ball to the basket in this game. I mean, they've been very aggressive with it.
Well, their passing also continues to be outstanding, Clark. In the second half, we're really seeing a good, efficient offense as a result of that ball movement.
And a look at the five for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. Granger and West at the forward spots. George in at the 1, Paul George at the 2, and it's Scola in at the center position.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal. active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
They'll take as many of those looks as they can get.
Pacers trail by 16. Hill kicks to Granger. 13 feet away. And again, it's Indiana.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
It's stolen. Hill with it. And Bosch picks him up defensively, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. It's Allen with the drive. That's good.
This is what this team is all about right here. Forcing their way inside and having a lot of success. That's their identity. They're a pounded inside team, and that's what they're showing.
Roy Hibbert's checked in for Indiana. And Stevenson comes in for George. Hill kicks it to West from about 19 feet. Good. The assist goes to Hill. 11 points for David West.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
Haslam, that's good.
What a floor leader he's been at the offensive end.
You know, he's done a terrific job of moving the ball around, sharing it, dispersing it, and running the show.
And the Heat making a change here. James is checked in. Pacers trail by 17. Kicks it to Stevenson. Floats one up. He gets the shot to fall, and the defender wasn't set. He's called for the block and a three-point play chance here.
Yeah, Kevin, his ball skills are almost second to none. He takes guys literally out of their shoes sometimes with that dribble.
Well, that tight handle, that rush hour handle, I call it, the things he can do with the ball make him a very entertaining player to watch, Steve.
About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. The three from LeBron, and again, Miami with the triple.
This defense is giving their shooters free rein to operate from beyond the arc.
That's right. I think it's time for them to start closing down. You've got to run shooters off that three-point line.
To the inside. They get a hand on it. Gets it to go. And the Heat lead by 19.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball. Just having their way down low.
And that one's good.
Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the three-point line? Come on.
Wade passes to Allen. LeBron outside. LeBron is doubled. Allen fires. And it's Miami with another.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist number. And theirs are fantastic.
This is beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
Granger dishes to West. Puts it up from 17. And he connects with the jumper.
I'll tell you what, he's made more than a few of those in his career.
Miami leading by 16. The drive by LeBron. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. LeBron's got 14 points here in the second half.
This is some kind of performance we're seeing from him today. He has yet to miss a shot.
That's good.
It's a good thing he showed up today because without him, this team would be in big trouble.
That's good. 15 points for David West. For Miami, they've gone 7 of 7 on the field to start the final quarter. What an amazing start. Wade gets the bucket.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
And even if it costs them some foul trouble, and they need to start putting some bodies on bodies. Be physical.
Granger kicks to Hill. He passes to West. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. And that's 17 points for David West. Oh, no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
No, this is the last thing you ever want to see in a game.
You know, at this point, we can just knock on wood, say a prayer, and wish him the best.
Shane Battier is checked in for the Heat. Here's Bosch. And the layup's good off the glass.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
Man, it's not necessarily strategic, Clark. It's just a matter of playing with more heart. You gotta play hard, guys.
Backing down is Hibbert. The kick out to Hill. Leads him in there. And David West, the bucket on the assist by Hill. West has got 14 points now in the second half.
You know, it looks like despite the injury he's gotten, he's still able to deliver, and that's what he's showing us right now.
Hill passes to Hibbert. All alone. Again, Indiana.
That's what has to happen if they're going to turn this thing around. He's got to take charge. He's got to be aggressive and really look to push here offensively.
LeBron kicks to Allen. Stolen by Stevenson. And they're running. The finish. And he lays that one in. Now LeBron. The feed now to Allen. Launches it. Count that one. And the Heat lead by 13.
One of the great shooters in the history of the game. I mean, Ray Allen is just amazing with that deep range. Incredible accuracy. And he can also put the ball on the deck a little bit once or twice, pull up jump shots, get to the foul line. Allen's just one of the most consistent scorers we've had in the game for a long time.
And he's rehearsed that motion for so long. It's automatic. I mean, it's something he can do in his sleep. He doesn't even think about the situation or the defender. He eyes his target and lets it fly.
And Indiana making a change here. Mahinmi's checked in for Hibbert. Scola comes in for David West. Hill, he's checked in for Danny Granger. And Orlando Johnson subbed in for Lance Stevenson. Here is Watson. Wade is covering. Watson dishes to Hill. Outside Scola. Elbow shot is on the way. Good. The assist goes to Hill. 6 seconds left in the fourth. Wade outside. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night. These guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike games for a coach.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, Dwayne Wade.
What a dominating victory for Miami Heat are now on the road with 16 straight victories right now and crushed the Pacers by 13. 112 to 99. Here's a view box score. LeBron James got 31. Dwayne Wade got 27 and 12. Ray Allen got 22. And for the Pacers, Danny Granger 20. David West 19. And Hill got double-double. And I will skip over the way to Pelicans Clippers game. We'll skip the first matchup here, the Jazz and the Magic. Jameer Nelson will be out for 2 to 4 weeks due to the strain adornment. And Utah, they will be win over the Magic, 60-9 for Hughes Turkoglu. Alec Burke got 32, Trey Burke got 20, and Richard Jefferson's got 12. Bobcats and the Raptors, and Bobcats win 20-8. Rudy Gay and triple-double by Kemba Walker. Al Jefferson's got 22. Knicks and the Bucks will win by 2. 25 points for OJ Mayo, 22-9 for Brandon Knight, and Carmelo Anthony got 21. J.R. Smith got 21. Blazers and the Timberwolves, and Timberwolves win as Kevin Love got 32. Ricky Rubio got 26, 14 and 8, and LaMarcus Aldridge got 23. Spurs and the Suns. It's Spurs win this game as the return of Tim Duncan. Jaron Green got 28 points. Goran Dragic got 21 and 9. Tony Parker got 31. Ginobili got 23, and Duncan got 18 and 9. Kings and the Hawks, and it's gonna be easy win for the Atlanta Hawks. It's gonna get there. 25 and 9 for Lou Williams. Triple double by Paul Millsap. That's not double, triple double I mean. And Al Horford got 60 and 10. Cousins got 23. Pistons and the Celtics. It's the Pistons win. Crawford got 25. Rodney Stocky got 38. Jennings got 25. So close with triple double. Josh Smith got 22 and 12. Wizards and the Nets. And it's the Wizards win. How about that? In overtime, Jones Johnson's got 29 and 11. Lopez got 20 and 12. And Bradley Beal so close to triple double. Grizzlies and the Mavericks, is the Mavericks win by 1 point win. By so close with the turn of Devin Harris. Monte Ellis got 25. Nowitzki got 23 and 12. Where's Devin Harris? They only scored 7 points. And Dirk Nowitzki got 23 and 12. And Corey only has 2. And finally, last but not least, the Pelicans and the Clippers. And the Clippers will win 35 points for Chris Paul, 24 points for Jamar Crawford, 19 points for Blake Griffin. Anthony Davis got 24, Eric Gordon got 22, and Jrue Holiday got 21. So unfortunately, where the Miami Heat wrote in the lineup? How did Miami Heat there? Yeah, it's still reserved. So we're gonna get out. We need to replace because I forgot the replacement, the reserve, because I need to switch. Which one do you want to switch there? Let's go this one. James Anthony. We're out. I will replacement for unhealed. Hopefully that will be okay. Let's switch to 20 minutes for Allen, and let's get 15 minutes for Mario Chalmers, since unfortunately is inactive due to the reserve issues. And we're gonna get 3 minutes for me. Let's get switch it. Unfortunately, I forgot Mario Chalmers to sub in because they forgot he missing the last game. So for the main event of the day, we're off the Toyota Center in Houston. We got a 2 of the interconference duo featuring Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah of the Chicago Bulls take on Dwight Howard and James Harden of the Houston Rockets. Gonna be another interconference showdown for this game. Here's as the first game wraps up here. This is Andre Kenshin as the Miami Heat defeat the Indiana Pacers 112 to 99. This is Andre Kenshin. Say so long for American Airlines Arena in Miami, and we'll see you later for the second game between the Chicago Bulls and the Houston Rockets. Well, that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. It's time to say sign up and peace out. Goodbye, and reminder, we'll see you later for the Bulls and the Rockets. Sign up and peace out. Goodbye!